which is certainly much better than the one we saw.
Absolutely, though, like the rooms were bigger.
Could be a rich area or middle class area.
Yeah.
And you see now the church today, known as St. Peter's Church.
This is St. Peter's Church.
Yeah. We have the house of St. Peter there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, his mother-in-law and where Jesus was living.
Okay. Much bigger, right? That village over here.
Oh yeah, the whole, we see just about 10% of the village.
Oh.
Of the town, sorry.
Yeah, of course.
We spoke about 4,000 people.
4,000 people.
Yeah, living in there.
But very beautiful. We're like next to the water.
Yeah, this is why it was a station. See, for these pilgrims, for trade people coming to the area.
Right.
Yeah, so this is what you call here St. Peter's house underneath the church.
Yeah, this is where we were at. This is the synagogue. And now we're walking to the
St. Peter's house.
St. Peter's house. Okay. Oh, look at that.
See, just take it around. And
Okay, we're going. Yeah.
you see the first circular area is known as St. Peter's house. The one back to the 1st century. The second wall, you see it here, second one here. One circular, second one is octagonal one.
Octagonal, yeah, I can see it.
See, this is the 4th century
Yeah.
when the neighbors started
is-
to give their property to the church.
Okay.
Sorry, and then we have here the third wall. This is the 6th century wall.
6th century.
And all of that now is known as St. Peter's house. This is the first church on earth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
First
remember
church
what
on air.
what we have said, that the Romans banned Christians to come together.
Yes.
Caught, they were persecuted and offered to the lions, the animals, etc.
Yeah.
So they were coming to a private house. And this is first, certainly one of the first. We call it, you see, church house. Church house.
Church house.
We had to wait the 4th century, remember, because some
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to see that Christians are free, they can worship without any problem. And 6th century, of course, we are already 2 centuries after the declaration of Christianity as the religion of the state.
Right.
So the first church on earth should be here. We call it Domus Ecclesia.
Domus. Because
Domus.
Domus means
House,
house.
Ecclesia means church. And this is where St. Peter was living again with Jesus. But now when you read in the Gospel,
Both of them will be living here
Yes.
and then go and
Yeah.
pray over there at
there
the synagogue.
and everywhere, going to the synagogues to preach and to teach. And when you read that he came from the sea to the house, the sea is there about
It's-
300 meters.
Yeah, not even, probably.
Or went from the house to the sea.
What a life.
Both really, it's mentioned in the gospel in both ways. That Jesus was going from the house to the sea, etc. When he was requested by the chief of the synagogue to go and to heal his daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, so he was going from the house to the sea.
now we're walking right now towards the
We
water.
are walking to the port.
The port.
Also, we had another port here. See all these towns, because we are on the seaside. As if you go to the Greek islands today.
Yeah, they're next to each other, yes.
Yeah, so you have ports. And you can see now the ancient port of Capernaum,
Yes.
where it's mentioned that Jesus will.
But we can see right now behind us the church.
Yeah, the
Very
church,
beautiful.
yeah.
Look at that. Very, very beautiful. And down there was a house of Jesus
Saint Peter.
and St. Peter.
And Saint.
Both.
And here we stand on the seaside.
That was like literally 100 meters, Father.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing.
Very close.
You
That's right.
see? And look at that. No.
Look at the port.
So this is the sea.
Yeah. And this is the port of Capernaum port.
This is the port.
Yeah. Now behind you. Huh?
Yeah. Right here.
Of course, look at that. Today, boats cannot use it
Oh, they can't.
because we need about 3 meters of water.
Yeah, it's very
So
low.
that's why we were using that with pilgrims.
Yeah.
But since the water was so short, you see in the area, they stopped using that. And St. Matthew says in his gospel, Jesus came from the sea to his town. See, we remember that he was from
Yes.
Nazareth. But when he
Yes.
left Nazareth,
Yes, he left us.
consider that Capernaum became his second town,
His second
So-
home.
second home.
Mm-hmm.
So for St. Matthew, he was so proud of Jesus. And St. Matthew was working in the custom area here.
Yes.
Remember we said that
Yeah,
caravans
from the
have to
beginning.
stop,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to go through the military zone, they have to show their papers, they have to change their money.
Oh, wow.
And Matthew was one of those who were working in the area. See? And Jesus called him to follow him. And he's from Capernaum. Matthew is from Capernaum.
Oh, he's from here.
Yeah, this is why he's so
Okay.
proud. And he's so insisting that Jesus is a citizen from Capernaum, like him. And now with the psychology, see the Sea of Galilee now here behind you?
Beautiful, yes.
It is about 21, 22 kilometers length.
Oh, yeah,
Small lake.
very.
And as you see, that wide from east to the west,
Yes.
12 kilometers.
Oh, 12 kilometers.
Small, very small lake. But they call it Lake of Tiberias, Lake Gennesaret, Kinneret. Matthew insisting the Sea of Galilee
The Sea of Galilee.
because it is his lake.
So it has 3 names,
4 names:
4 names.
Kinneret,
Kinneret, yeah.
Gennesaret, Tiberias,
Tiberias.
and for Matthew it is the sea.
The Sea of Galilee.
Remember now, psychology-wise,
Yeah.
what belongs to you becomes important,
Of course.
great.
Yeah.
And this is Matthew.
It's your truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Matthew. So the lake becomes for him the sea. Yeah. And look at the area. You can expect to see.
Yeah, let's walk over there. But
Yeah.
we were talking about the port, and you see the water is very low, so
Yeah, today
no
we
longer any boat.
can you see?
Yeah, I can use it,
Can land in here. Yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're destroying the nature, right, Father?
That's exactly the change of climate and the use of the
Exactly.
water, and the project of the irrigation of the Negev took a lot of water because
Yeah.
the water, look at that, comes from here, from the north.
Okay.
The mountain, we saw the snow, supplying the Sea of Galilee with water. And we are going to the place where we're going to be baptized,
I'm going to be baptized today.
where the river continues its way down to the south, to the
Okay.
Dead Sea.
Yes.
Now, as we are going to be baptized today, remember that we have the same water coming from the mountains, the Hermon Mountain, supplying the Sea of Galilee. The Sea of Galilee is sweet, fresh water. No salt in the sea.
And I touch it, and it's not really cold. It's
Well, the temperature
little bit warm,
varies,
yes,
but you see the main point that this is the fresh water for the whole country. Almost 37% of the country drinks from the water here.
oh wow!
Yeah, this is really
So you can drink it.
Yes, of course it should be treated, you know. But this is the water that we have here, the fresh water.
Okay.
It continues down to the Dead Sea. Now remember that. Now when you go to your baptism,
Yes.
this is the same water coming from the springs, supplying the Sea of Galilee to St. Matthew's,
continues, yeah.
continue to the Dead Sea. What the water becomes in the Dead Sea? Salty,
Salty and then
no life.
no life.
Then this is how the church, back to the 4th century, they invite us to have a meditation about the quality of Christian life. Are we Sea of Galilee or Dead Sea? Sea of Galilee, it means that we receive.
Yeah, so
And
the
we give.
life water. Oh,
Coming to the Dead Sea receives
receives in his
without
life,
giving.
and then nice,
So when you receive and give, you have life in you.
right?
You are in life.
Yeah.
And when you receive without giving, you are dead. See, this is the really
Beautiful
the morality of the visit of Galilee here.
and beautiful place.
Ah,
Very beautiful.
okay. we
All
go.
right, we're ready to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Let's continue our tour today.